Hi, this is the Deck Network, and I'm your host, Mike Danzilio, and my co-host,
Matt Dalton. I am here. I am proud to be part of this team, and we got some great stuff coming up for you here at the Deck Network.
Okay, we're starting the fall season today. We've taken some little time off, and we've been busy. I've been traveling. I went to the Deck Expo in Baltimore.
You're like an international man of mystery here, Mike. Now, you were going to these different deck expos.
Okay, I went to the Deck Expo.
Okay.
Which, of course, I see a lot of products, and I get to see all the manufacturers and everybody that's in the decking industry. Then I went to the Principia Conference on Composite Decking and Railing in Atlanta, which was great.
Beautiful place to be, and you know, if you watch these videos, you know that Mike likes to stay well versed in all the different innovations that apply to this industry, and it seems like you've come back with some really good stuff from these shows.
I picked up a lot of contacts, and they're going to be on the Deck Network, on right back here, and we'll get to that in some
wealth of information on the website as well. A lot of different ways to get
Matt, what
this
have you been doing?
Well, I've been busy. Not only have I been signing exclusively here with the Deck Network, but I welcome my daughter into the world, little baby Emily. And,
okay, we have her right back here.
There she is. She's probably reaching for a boob right there because she is quite the baby that is always eating, and if she's not eating, she's sleeping, and you know, it's frustrating and it's challenging. A lot of it could be applied to building decks. Okay. Same sort of way. We raise these decks up. Same way we do with our children.
Matt has 2 in diapers right now.
It's pretty hectic. That's why we're not going to tell you what's in my Deck Network mug, but it ain't coffee.
Okay.
Thank Lord for whiskey.
All right. So let's. So that brings us to what today's show is going to be, and let's take some information that I got from the Principia conference.
Okay.
And according to Principia, the top 5 composite decking suppliers account for 80% of the market in 2012. That's up from 65% in 2004. Now, what does that mean? Well, we'll talk about that in other episodes, but the top 5 brands have 80% of the market share nationwide. So as I've been saying all along, if you're looking into decking products, you may be better off with the top 5 brands since they have 85% or 80% of the market share, and the top 20 brands make up 95.5% of the market share. Now, wood still leads the $3.5 billion decking market with 55 or 59% market share, and composites take 24% of that, in plastics such as PVC 10%. And the biggest difference I see in some of these brand name deckings to some of these off-brand deckings is most of them are either a grooved product or they're a non-groove product. I always think it's much easier to install a product that already has grooves in it. But that brings us to what we're going to talk about today in the first video. Is we're going to talk about a product called the Camo tool, which Matt happens to know quite a bit about since that's what he used on his deck.
If you reference a couple videos earlier, you'll see me actually using the Camo tool. And you know, I don't have any experience. The Camo tool, and you'll see on the video here, it makes it very user-friendly for someone like myself to get the spacing down. Who wants to see screws on the top of the deck? It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
With the Camo tool, it conceals it on the side of the decking. And it really makes a difference, I feel, in the aesthetic value of the deck, as well as the fact that, you know what, you get the spacing just right with the Camo tool. It looks great.
And when people spend a lot of money on decking, the last thing they want to do is see screws or nails on the top. And our first product that we're going to show is called the HidFast gun. Now, this is mainly for higher priced decking, such as AZAC, that's not grooved, because the fastener is a stainless steel fastener. So let's just get right into the videos and see how this works. All right now we're with a friend of mine, Glenn Tebow from HidFast. Glenn, how you doing today?
Great, Mike.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Okay, now give us a little demonstration of what you have here. First, tell us a little bit about what you have.
What I have is the only hidden deck fastener that is collated. So we have 25 pieces in a strip. We can load 2 of these into our pneumatic tool to shoot hidden fastening into decking faster than anything else on the market. You drop the clip in the top, pull this back, now your pressure's on as a feeder, and we can shoot into square edge board, pre-groove board, and also our newest fastener will shoot tongue and groove board.
So in order to shoot the tongue and groove board, you just change an attachment on?
Actually, what we'll do here is we take this brace piece off, we adjust this foot plate all the way down to its lowest setting, and pull this pin all the way up. And now you're ready for...
Okay, so there's no real you don't have to add anything, buy anything, so it's just included in what you already have.
Correct.
All right, let's come on in, Kevin. Let's see what this is what it looks like in a cross section. We have the nail comes through into the one piece, and it leaves the little tongue piece. You want to call it that?
Mechanical tongue.
Mechanical tongue, and then you tap this board in, and it goes into that, and that holds both sides of the board down. So let's just see how quickly and easily these products work.
We also include our dead blow mallet with our tool. Our tool has what we call a positioning pin too. It's right here. You can be in the up position. You could nail into a solid substrate and move the tool anywhere you want. But we put the pin in for the convenience of the contractor. When it's in the down position, it acts as a positioning pin onto the joist that you're going to fire into. And this is all you do.
That's it. Now, Kim, can you get in real close here? You can see that it's also going to give you your gap
by the short spacer bar underneath the short prong.
All right, now let's see how quickly and easily the next board goes in.
You just reach out, slide the board up, and start from one end and work down the board. You tap it here, and you just keep tapping as you walk down the length. Once it hits the spacer, you're automatically gapped.
Well, Glenn, I think you got it down pretty well. People that do a lot of decks, this is what they use to put their decking down. Quickly, easily, we have
with a beautiful appearance.
Yep, concealed fastener system. Looks great. I'm sure we'll see you at the Deck Network studios very soon. Okay?
Absolutely, Mike.
Great seeing you.
Always
All right, we're with
Have
Mark
a great day.
Ekins from the Camo company, Camo Fasteners from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Is that where you are?
Correct.
All right, now you want to show us a little bit about the Camo tool? Yeah. The Camo tool is a very good product and liked by a lot of contractors. I sell them at my store. People come in, they're always asking about it. So we sell quite a bit of them. But let's get a little demo. Tell us a little bit about what we have.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Mark is going to show us a demonstration of the Camo tool right now.
Yeah, the Camo hidden system, what we got a few different tools. The original tool, the Marksman Pro here, how it's set up, it goes on a deck board from 5 1/4 to 5 3/4 inch in width. What it does, you can slide this thumb dial forward or back. Right now, when you buy it, it comes in the 5 1/2 inch width of board. Reason for this system is a lot of consumers don't want the screws going through the face of the deck board. When the screws go through the face of the deck board, traditionally will split the deck board. It looks ugly. Splinters and stuff come from around the screws. So we've come up with a hidden system. How the system works is the screw itself has an augering tip on it. It actually cuts the fibers as it goes into the deck board, and it works on any type of decking, from something softer like a PVC or a treated, or up to something extremely hard like an Ipe deck board. I'm going to show you on a treated deck board here in a minute. We've got the original tool here, and then the Pro X tool. The only difference between the two tools is the spacing on the back. On this one is 1/16. Gets that deck board closer when you're fastening it down as far as the space, the gap between the deck. So when the decking does shrink, you end up with a smaller gap than what you would with the original tool. And then the third tool I'll show you real quickly is our narrow board tool. This will go from a 5 inch deck board wide all the way down to a 3 1/4. Okay.
So we do have some new products for the Camo line.
You take the tool, you squeeze the lever here, it opens up the jaw, it locks down over the top of your deck board. I have a deck board in front that's already down, okay? So I'll drop my fasteners in both the front side here and then around the back. So I'm going to run 2 fasteners in succession. What you want to do, you want to do the outside first. So you're pushing against the deck board that's already there. So it's taking the spacer foot and it's spacing, actually gapping between your deck board. When you buy the screws, the bit comes with it. And with this bit has a shoulder on it. When that shoulder hits the metal on the tool, it's all the way in. Run your drill at full speed and just follow it on down. Get to one side, so I've pushed against my existing deck board. Now I'm coming back and doing the back side, and then I move on down to my next joist. So you can see it's simple, it's easy, and it's fast.
It looks a heck of a lot better than seeing it on the top here, that's for sure. Now we're going to see it used on epay, a real hard board. So let's see how that works.
Yes, this is one of the challenges that guys go, I works on epay, they go, yeah, right. As I talked earlier, the tip of the screw actually cuts as it goes in. You'll see it cutting the fibers and removing it. I clamp the tool onto the deck board. I drop my screw in. I'm only going to run on the front side because I don't have a joist on the back there to run it into. You don't want to push hard. Let the screw do the work. The harder the material is, the less amount of pressure you want to use because it's kind of counterintuitive to what we do. We want to let that screw tip start cutting. As you see, I started it. It is starting to cut. You'll see some wood fibers coming down onto the rail around the deck board. Now I can start to increase my pressure, and it fastens it on down. As you can see, it cut through the edge of the deck board and fastened it down to the joist.
It took the material out?
Yes.
Brought it in there nice and clean?
If this material has to go somewhere, if it doesn't come out, it's going to crack the board. Same thing with a composite. You'll see a pile of material coming out. It's got to go somewhere.
All right. Thanks a lot. Great stuff.
Thanks.
Thanks again,
Okay,
guys.
that was that was the video. And now the hit fast gun. Did you see really how that worked? It's like a flooring gun, and he was able to shoot those cleats in there really fast. And it's great. It spaces it for you. And you go right down the line. Now around your borders, you may have to use a Cortex, but you definitely don't want to screw down the decking on the top. But a Cortex product by Fasten Master. There's another video coming up all about Cortex products. And so what did you think of that one?
I thought it was a great tool, and especially it's got to speed up the overall job when you're using something like that.
When some of my friends that just do AZAC decks, they have the hit fast gun, and they can do 400 square feet of decking in 20 minutes. They can really fly on these things. Now, the Camo tool, I know that's near and dear to your heart.
I'll tell you, it's something where, having no experience, I was able to master it rather quickly, and yeah, it looks great. I have people now that look at the deck saying, how are these boards fastened down? To the untrained eye, they don't even see any screws anywhere. They're wondering, are there even screws holding it down? But trust me, there are. It's very secure, and I would recommend doing it. Just look, compare it to the screws when they're on top in the planks. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, and you're doing yourself an injustice. And I think a tool like this would probably pay for itself if there are only a couple of uses, because it's going to speed up the time in regards to the labor of building the deck.
Yeah, so. Well, the gun itself is fairly inexpensive. It's under $50, and they'll last 5 or 6 decks, and they start to wear out, so you always need to get some more. But they have different ones now for different spacing. So for instance, sometimes even on, and this is what I found quite interesting after speaking to many people at the Deck Expo, is that people that are still putting down treated decks, they don't want to see the screws or nails on the top, so they're using the Camo tool or the hit fast gun. The treated decking is wet when it's made, and when you put it down, it shrinks a little bit. So you want to have a smaller gap at first, and then once the product dries out a little bit, it's going to shrink somewhat, and it's going to give you a larger gap. So that's what
you have to kind of compensate for.
Yes, yes. The Camo company has figured out a nice way to do that. Now,
you want to make sure you don't lay it on leaves or something in the same color, because it's camouflage, Mike. Yeah. So you gotta make sure with that.
All right, we get a lot of letters on the Deck Network about some of the videos that we've done, especially with the videos that we did with Matt.
And keep them coming in. We love seeing them, and we get a lot of great, feedback from you.
We've gotten a lot of requests for videos or to show us how to do the decks properly. So, and I've thought about it a little bit, and we have is a friend of mine, Glenn Matheson. He's a building inspector in Colorado, and he's also the technical advisor for the North American Deck and Rail Association, NADRA as we call it. And he's going to be on the show, and he's going to talk about different little parts of code requirements as far as stairs, railings, benches, footings, all these type of products. So just keep the cards and letters coming, and if you have a product that you'd like to discuss, just send me a letter at mike@thedecknetwork.com. You can like the Deck Network on Facebook. We have a lot of people there. And if you're on Twitter,
You can sign up for the Deck Network Twitter feed. Now, when I was at the Principia conference, I had a very good internet connection, and I was, of course, in the front row because, being very studious as I am, I was sending out quotes and tweets right from the conference, and that's really where everything is going now. So anything you want to add to the show?
No, just with the Facebook page, there's constantly tips and updates being fed into the news stream, so you'll find yourself throughout the day checking it to make sure you're getting the most up to the minute facts and tidbits on the industry. So I highly recommend you liking that, and keep the letters coming in, and we're gonna keep this thing going here.
The Deck Network website, we're always redoing it. I'm adding videos to it. We're just trying to come up with some more ideas and just to keep all this stuff going. But that's it for today. I got a lot of videos to go. We got the fall season underway. And Matt, anything to close with?
Bye, Mom.
That's it. All right. Have a great day.